Alright, I hope you're ready for a 3DR solo video. I'm in Connecticut right here, and this is Wadsworth Falls, Connecticut. And actually, it's one of the nicer falls that we visited. You're going to see transitions from the outside of the quadcopter to actual shots with the GoPro. Some of the shots are pretty shaky because it's just a cell phone my girlfriend's filming while I'm actually flying my quadcopter, the Solo. So I wanted to do a video talking about, if the Solo is for you or not. A lot of people do videos comparing the Solo to a Phantom or what have you. I don't really think that that's gonna answer the question for you, is the Solo for you? I've pretty much thought out why the Solo is for me, what parts I don't like about it, and what parts I do like about it, and I'm going to share those with you. I'm also going to share a couple techniques when I do my videos, how I get my shots, okay? Because I'm not a very technical flyer in the way that I set up zipline or smart shots. I've tried to set up smart shots in the past, and I found it a little bit more complicated than actually flying my quad. So for a lot of people say, smart shots, that's the thing about Solo. It's an actual smart drone, Well, that be as it may, I'm not a smart shots person. As you can see here, you can still get great quality without using smart shots. The problem with this type of video is you're going to drop satellites. If you notice, when I took off, I had to go through trees, and there's all trees on the other side. So the important thing about flying a quadcopter and getting these kind of shots is flying without GPS and practicing without your GPS, because no matter how good your quadcopter is, it will lose GPS in the right circumstances. It happened to my girlfriend the other day. We were at, where were we? Grayville Falls. And it's very heavily wooded there, but they've got some cool water scenes. I was able to obtain like 10 satellites to take off. As soon as I got into the water and underneath the trees, I lost all satellites. Her Bebop 2 also lost all satellites as soon as she got over the water. Now I'm running an upgraded GPS system, so I can get like 24 satellites possibly, because I use the Russian and European satellites along with the American. So it's not a matter of tech, because this Solo has the tech. It's just circumstances and environmental situations that you're going to come into. So setting up a zip line that uses GPS would probably not be the wisest thing to try to do in a heavily treated situation. So, alright, what I do like about the Solo, it's a very sturdy quad. It is a smart quad, okay, in a lot of ways, or drone, if you will. But it's definitely not the smartest drone, okay? When it was poised to come out, it was poised to compete against the Phantoms, but Phantom stepped up their game and came out with more features. Now, the difference that Solo is Solo is like a modder's heaven because it's fairly modular, and making mods for the Solo is encouraged, so to speak. So if you're the kind of person that'll buy a Corvette and keep it pristine and just never touch it and then sell it for a newer Corvette, you're not going to want the Solo. The Solo is probably not for you. It might have been for you 2 years ago or when it first came out. But if you're the kind of person that likes to get a Mustang or a Charger or a Camaro and it's kind of beat up, and you fix it up, and you like that, and you've got some pride in your work, and people go, wow, that's a damn cool muscle car, and you enjoy doing that stuff, you're going to love Solo. So those are two different types of people. You have to know who you are. Otherwise, just buy yourself an Aspire 2. Even then, maybe just a Phantom 4 Professional, which are both very, very high-end, beautiful quads or drones. So this is the kind of shots you'll get. Some people will say GoPro sucks. Some people say GoPro's awesome. I'm not really going to say either. I'm going to say that some of these shots I look at and I love, like here. Now, I really never had a GoPro before I got the Solo, and I would never bought one. I bought my GoPro for my Solo, and it barely ever comes out of the Solo. But I do use the Quick app on my cell phone now from GoPro, and I do enjoy the videos that I get on my drone, which is the Hero 4 Silver. Just so you know, you cannot use any GoPro inside the Solo. You can only use a 3 Plus, Hero 4 Silver, or Hero 4 Black. Hero 5s do not work. Sessions do not work. So that's a big limitation as well. Also, if you don't have the GoPro that goes in there, you're going to have to buy it, and they're not cheap. So that puts another $200 to $300 to $400 on the price of the drone. Things I love about the Solo. Well, I'm a modder. I like to mess with things. I like to hop them up. I'm definitely into the fact that the community is very positive about modding and the culture. I also have really started to appreciate going hiking, because I love to take my Solo out when I'm hiking, because it goes right in my backpack. Take it out. I've got all my backpacks set up for quick setup, which I could do another video about that. Everything is planning in advance, and I just throw it out there, and if I don't have satellites, I fly without satellites when I get the shot. And it can get hairy, but it's a lot of fun, so for me it's definitely well worth it. Now, a lot of the videos you see about the Solo are also old, when the Solo was $500, $1,000, $1,500. Okay. Solo now is stupendously cheap. So let's just say you could pretty much buy an expensive toy quadcopter for the same price as a Solo now. And people worry about, are you going to be able to get Solo parts or whatever? That's a good question, but it's not really if you do any research, because there's two companies already making aftermarket propellers that are better quality than the actual Solo propellers. I'm flying them right now in this video. Those are master air screw propellers on the Solo. The GPS was easy to switch out. I switched that out. There's an accessory bay and a breakout board that you can add to the Solo, and then soon there will be a very reasonable way to add optical flow. You can add optical flow already, but what you want is there's going to be a more streamlined optical flow coming out. So yeah, as I said, some of these videos from the outside are pretty shaky, but I love watching the quad from the outside, and I enjoy flying. And yeah, as you can see, I've got Realtree vinyl on my Solo, and people said when I got that, they're like, are you crazy? you're going to lose that thing. Now, it does make it a little harder to see right now, but you can still see it. And I've never lost control over my solo, let alone lost my solo, because I practice flying non-GPS, and I stay pretty aware of my circumstances. Trust me, part of you wants to shit yourself when you're flying in some of these areas. That's me, the big jarhead, and coming in for a landing. Those are the LED light kit that I've got on there. I love that. It plugs right into the accessory bay. I always fly line of sight, so I like having the extra lights. I think it really helps out, because there's no headless mode on this quadcopter. At least I don't have it set up. Alright guys, that's my video. Thanks for watching.